car. And right there, I hit on this envelope. At first I thought it was a ticket. You know, these cops, they want to give you tickets just for breathing. So now I think I'm getting a parking ticket for being improperly parked on my own parking lot. But no, it wasn't a ticket. It was a letter. Wrapped in plastic. Inside the envelope was a letter. So I slid into my car and I open it up and I start to read. And I was flabbergasted because someone that I didn't know, someone I had never even met, had written me a love letter. I mean, I start to look around, I'm thinking, but there's nobody there. No, it was a letter that was written by a clearly intelligent man who was just asking to meet me. He was introducing himself to me with his words through his writing. He didn't know anything about me except that he had been watching me, going to and from my car for days and days. Apparently he was my new neighbor, although I didn't remember ever having laid eyes on him. But he had been obviously watching me, observing me at a distance without my being aware of it. And oddly, this didn't frighten me. In fact, I felt that I could trust this stranger. So what do? I got in my car and I drove to the airport, and I managed to catch a flight to Mexico without a suitcase, without any luggage, without even a change of clothes, just with a credit card. And I spent Christmas with my father. Well, I was so elated that this stranger had touched my soul that I had to run away. I had to leave town. But I had to come home eventually. And when I did, I called my new neighbor who had left me his telephone number, and I invited him over for supper. Well, that neighbor was Tony Amoroso. That was 5 years ago. And we've been together ever since. We're completely devoted to each other. Totally. I have read all of his books, and I loved every one of them. He is a difficult writer. He's as difficult a writer as he is a lover. Because he's completely unforgiving of anything stupid. And I love him for that reason. He's a beautiful, tough man, like his books.
Thank you.
You look great. Buongiorno. Thank you for a great evening. But I don't feel like going to work.
I have an interview at 9 o'clock. I have to shave and shower.
Why not meet your client just as you are?
I thought maybe she doesn't mind, like she's a very attractive woman.
I want you.
Monica, I love that name. You know, in Italian, translation means Monaco.
Monica. That sounds rather nice.
No, it came from the Greek word monachos, in Latin, monachus. But it's a meaning of alone, solitary person. In Italian, it means a nun.
Well, the only thing nunnish about me is when I'm doing it in the missionary position with you. Tony, don't be upset. It was a stupid joke. I respect you.
Respect? What respect? We just barely know one another.
A few minutes ago, you said I was a nun. But it's quite obvious, my Serbian lover man, that if there's a nun in this place, it's you. Stop taking yourself so seriously. One thing's for sure. You don't deserve having the name your parents gave you. Tony Amoroso. You're no more erotic than a pope. What is it? What's wrong now? Are you feeling guilty? My friend, what we shared these past hours was a tacit contract, and we signed it with our lust the second we met. Do you believe your sudden niceties can erase what you think of me? I know what you think of me. She's an easy woman. Is that what you told yourself when I accepted to drive you back here to your dungeon? I hope you're glad with what you got. It's over, Tony dear. Should lock yourself up like a caterpillar. It's over. Let's just shake hands and say, see you soon, or I'll phone you. No, better still, you phone me because, oh, I forgot to tell you. I'm married, happily married, and the mother of 2 grown kids. What can I tell you? My husband is away on a business trip, and I needed something different.
You better go now, before we lost our dignity.
No pleasure without pain. I have no choice. When you meet someone like Tony, you have to let go of your pride. I lied. I'm not married. And I have no children. And I really don't care about anything. Love, lust. But when it happens, you must say yes. So many of my friends are alone like me. They've never had love knock on their door. Well, it's not love. It's a piece of love. And that's enough for me. No pleasure without pain.
Just the man I wanted to see.
Hey, hi.
A copy of your book, sir.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Wanna come in?
Gotta make some deliveries. Gotta go. Ciao.
Ciao.
My name is Maya Martinovic. I'm a literary critic for The Star. I met Tony Amoroso in a bar. He was reading a book. It was a French language book. The author? I don't remember. I have never heard of his name before. I think he was a poet from Montreal. I was sitting with a friend of mine, having a tea, when his eyes met mine. His eyes? They were burning with fire. He scared me. Have you ever seen this guy's face in daylight? He looks like a monster. Like a minotaur. He had his long hair hanging loose over his face. And then suddenly, the waiter came by and brought my friend and I a glass of white wine, which we had not ordered. The waiter said that they were a gift from Tony Amoroso. At first, we didn't know what to do. And then, out of politeness, we lifted our glasses to Tony in thanks. But before we could finish our drinks, he came over to me and he asked me if he could sit with us. Well, my friend said okay. And she stayed for a few minutes, and then she left me alone with him. Oh, what happened afterwards? Is a mystery. Had he spiked the wine? I don't know what happened afterwards. We spoke about his latest book, Man Without Identity. And then soon I found myself in bed with him. I have never done this before. To sleep with a stranger? I have never met Tony before. And here I was spending the night with him. We made love. And in the morning, he turned crazy on me. Who can say what triggered it off? But Tony went mad. During breakfast, he started to slap me around. And he blamed it on the alcohol. He was drinking champagne in the morning. I didn't stick around to see what he would be like once the booze had oozed out of his body. I ran away. And I haven't seen him since. I should have called the police. I didn't. I should have called the police. Men like Tony Amoroso should be locked up in an institution.
It's all right. What are you writing?
Some novel about writer who destroyed a woman.
You're writing a thriller? Un policier?
No. It's just a man who destroyed woman.
Did the police get involved?
No. I don't kill. I mean, actually, like what I'm doing in my books. Actually, I'm killing a woman in my books, but I'm not kind of interested in in a man.
Oh! You're writing about the Minotaur.
That's right.
Half man, half bull. There's a beautiful queen. She falls in love with the bull, so she gets herself put inside of a wooden cow. And the result of this unholy union is a monster, a Minotaur, that king finds out about this infidelity, he's horrified. He takes this thing, this creature, and he puts it inside of a huge labyrinth. And every year, whenever something goes wrong inside the city, all the beautiful maidens, the virgins, are sacrificed to this beast. But in the end, the Minotaur got sacrificed.
Just forget it. Forget about me. What are you doing? What are you writing?
I'm writing a book about the death of language. Language is dying. Specifically, the Italian language is dying. And not only in America, but in Italy as well. I want to see what happens to culture when language disappears.
That's for you writing? What do you think is going to happen?
I don't know. I haven't got a clue. All I know is language is dying. Now, and yet the culture remains the same. The community remains the same. I've decided to write it in my dialect, unknown dialect, Mamolisi, Calabrese, just to make a point. I mean, I don't know what the point is, but I'm making the